Hello and welcome. This is G.O.A.T Franchise coming to you with a Bills franchise video. We will be drafting a team, and here we go. And we got the number 1 overall pick. Oh man, who are we going to take? Will it be a quarterback? Who knows? And with the number 1 pick, we select Jalen Ramsey. He's a great corner. He can do anything. He can cover anyone and anything. He's only 22 and has superstar development. And with our second pick, we selected Ryan Shazier. He's a 90 speed middle linebacker and he's a great tackler. And with our third round pick, we picked Danielle Hunter. He's an edge rusher of quick development, very fast. He'll help build our defense, which should be a top 5 unit in the league. Next, we picked Tack McKinley. Another great edge rusher, young, explosive, good finesse moves. He should help us. And now we got DeForest Buckner. He's a great defensive tackle that is able to stop the run and get a little pressure. To continue our great defense, we picked Deion Jones, who is 89 speed, and him and Shazier will be the fastest linebacking duo in the league. And in the 7th round, we picked up Jamal Adams, who is a young safety, 22 years old, superstar development, and him and Jalen Ramsey should make a nasty duo in the secondary. And finally, we get some offense. We drafted Kareem Hunt, who is 90 speed. He's only 22. He's one of the best running backs in the game. And now we got our leader of our offensive line, Ronnie Stanley. He's a young offensive lineman from Notre Dame. He's only 23 and brings great intangibles. In the 10th round, we snagged Marlon Humphrey, who's a young 21-year-old corner from Alabama who has great speed and man coverage. And now we get Malik Madala, a quick development defensive tackle who's a great run stuffer. And to complete our safety duo, we get Malik Hooker, a 21-year-old safety with good speed and great zone coverage. Now we pick Sidney Jones, a corner from Washington, 21 years old, great man coverage, decent speed, and great press. And now Kareem Hunt gets his partner in crime. He gets Tariq Cohen, a speedy running back that's very shifty and hard to tackle. And finally, we get a quarterback. We selected Josh Dobbs from the University of Tennessee. He's a young quarterback with great throw power, good throw and run, and great speed. And to continue the trend, we get Deshaun Kaiser, another great young quarterback, great throw power, great speed. Just need to work on the deep accuracy. To help our offensive line out, we get a young left tackle from the University of Alabama. He's only 21, he has 91 strength, and he has very good impact block, but we need to work on his pass and run block in order for him to be a great tackle. In the 18th round, we select a right guard from the University of Pittsburgh, Deron Johnson, who is a solid run blocker and should be a solid player for us. And to continue our offensive line trend, we select Dan Feeney, who has great strength, good run block, great impact block, just have to work on that pass block. And now we get tight end Gerald Everett, who has really good speed, good acceleration, just needs to work on his run blocking and awareness. And in the 21st round, we get the anchor of our offensive line, Ali Marpet. He is 24, has quick development, great strength, good run block, good acceleration. He should be a great player for us. And now we select a developmental project, a corner from LSU with quick development, 93 speed. Robinson should be able to be a starter in a couple years. And now we get Jayon Brown, who has great speed, who will help be a good backup to Shazier and Deion Jones. And now we select Tyler Higbee, who will be another tight end for us. Very tall, has decent speed, good catch in traffic, should be pretty good for us. In the 25th round, we snag Wayne Gallman, who is great at Clemson and will bring great trucking and should be a good power back for our running back trio. And now we get Pat Eflin, who is a center from Ohio State. He should be a solid backup for us with good strength, good impact block, and pretty good awareness. With the next pick, we get Daddy Nicholas, who has good speed, pretty good finesse moves, good pursuit, and he should be a pretty good edge rusher off the bench for us. Our first receiver has been picked. It's a 21-year-old from Tennessee with 92 speed, 83 catching. He's really good in traffic. He just needs to work on that awareness. And with our next pick, we get Demetrius Harris, a really tall tight end with great speed. He'll be a good pass catcher in our offense and should help us a lot. And now we get a young player that a lot of you know. We get Jabril Peppers, a 21-year-old from Michigan with good speed, but he's very raw and we'll need to work for him a lot. And now we get another solid backup safety, Josh Jones, who has great speed and great hit power. Should be able to bring the boom on special teams and off the bench. And now we get another speedster, Jalen Myrick from the University of Minnesota. He's very good man coverage, but he's very raw and will need to work on that play rec and awareness. And next we get Montravius Adams, who's an interior pass rusher with good speed, good acceleration, good strength, but we're going to need to work on those power and finesse moves. And with the next pick, we get another young interior pass rusher, Isaac Rachel, who's from the University of Notre Dame. He has great strength, pretty good speed, and good power moves already. And now we get our backup left tackle, Davenport from the University of Bucknell. He's good strength, good impact block, but he's pretty hard. He's going to be pretty hard to develop. And now we select Jordan Evans, who has very good speed for a linebacker, and he should be able to compete for that left outside linebacker position. And with the next pick, we select former running back Trey Madden, who has really good speed for a fullback and has good agility and acceleration. He also has good trucking, so he should be a pretty good runner for us. And with the next pick, we pick Muhammad from the University of Miami, who has pretty good outside pass rushing skills, and he should be a good player off the bench. And with the next pick, we pick our second receiver from the University of Texas A&M. We get Josh Reynolds, who's very tall, has good speed, and is pretty young and should be a good player to develop. And with our next pick, we get Russell Bodine, who is a center from the University of North Carolina. He has very, very, very good strength, but everything else really needs to be worked on. With our 41st pick in the draft, we pick Cooper Rush, a rookie from Central Michigan. He should compete for a roster spot, but will likely start the year on the practice squad. And with this pick, we get our 5th linebacker in the draft as we pick a very speedy linebacker from the University of Greenville College. He should be able to help us out in coverage. And now we get Jamal Agnew, who is a very good kick returner, and he has pretty decent man coverage. He has great speed and will be a fun player to develop. And with the next pick, we pick Isaiah McKenzie, who's another great kick returner. He has good speed, he's very shifty, and he'll be a potential slot receiver for us. And now we get our punter from the University of Miami. He's a rookie. He has good kick power, decent kick accuracy, and he's actually somewhat fast for a punter. And we get our kicker now, Jake Elliott from Memphis, who has very, very good kick power, and we'll need to work on his accuracy a little bit. And now we get another playmaker, Isaiah Ford, a young receiver from Virginia Tech. He has good speed, good acceleration, and good jumping. And with our 48th pick, we pick a right tackle, Eric Smith, who should be a pretty decent backup and has pretty good strength and good impact block. And with our 49th pick, we selected TJ Logan from the University of North Carolina. He's a very quick back and will be a potential roster candidate. And now we select Chris Odom from the University of Arkansas State. He's an edge rusher with decent speed and good finesse moves. With the next pick, we pick left guard Adam Pankey, who has good strength, but he'll have to fight for a roster spot in this team. With our 52nd pick, we added our 4th quarterback from the University of Illinois, rookie Wes Luntworth, who has pretty good throw power and decent speed. And with the 53rd pick in the draft, we select T.J. Green, who has very, very good speed. He's very tall and he's very young, so we have a lot to work with there. And with our last pick in the draft, we pick another good kick returner, K.D. Cannon, who has good speed and could compete for a slot receiver job. And now I'll show you a couple of the free agent acquisitions I made after the draft. I added Jordan Leggett, who's a tall tight end from Clemson. And then I added wide receiver Michael Clark, who's a very, very tall receiver from the University of Marshall with decent speed, good jumping, but has very, very little intangibles. And I also added Stacy Cooley, another decent wideout from Miami, who has pretty good speed. He should compete for a roster spot with the other young receivers. I also added David Talley, who's a very, 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 very fast middle linebacker who will compete for a roster spot as well. And then I added Nigel Harris, another fast linebacker with 87 speed. He should be able to compete for potentially a starting job at left outside linebacker. And this is the scheme I'll be running. I'll be running the Green Bay Packer offense playbook and the Carolina defense. Here's a couple other things I'll be looking at. Mostly I'll be running balance. I like to have players that can both be powerful, fast, and be able to do multiple things, which is very important for me. The way I see this team, I see it being a run-first team with a young quarterback. We're going to try and groom him into a potential franchise quarterback, and hopefully through the years we'll be able to build and have a pretty nasty team down the stretch. There's a couple other things. Kicker, you always have to go with kick power. Accuracy doesn't really matter, honestly. Especially when you're playing. And another thing we're going to do, we're going to rebuild our stadium. We're going to stay in Buffalo, but we're going to rebuild our stadium. We need a new stadium. It's one of the worst stadiums in the league. To conclude this video, we'll go through the depth chart. So at quarterback, we got Deshaun Kaiser and Josh Dobbs, along with Cooper Rush. Dobbs and Kaiser will compete for the job in the preseason. And then we got 4 solid running backs. We got leading the hunt, Kareem Hunt. And then we got, at wide receiver, we got a lot of young guys. There's going to be a big competition there. Josh Malone will get the first crack at #1 receiver. I like to see a lot of Isaiah McKenzie in the preseason, and we'll see what he can do in the slot. Him and Cannon should be competing for that slot position. And Josh Reynolds is another guy. Him and Michael Clark are going to compete for another outside receiver job. The wide receiver is going to be a big development point in this franchise. We're going to work on them a lot. And at tight end, we're going to start Gerald Everett, who's a rookie, very good tight end. And then at tackle, the offensive line is a little bit of a mess, but it's going to be Stanley at left tackle. Left guard's going to be Feeney. Center is going to be Marpet. Right guard's going to be Dorian Johnson. And right tackle is going to be Cam Robinson. And now we're going to go into our defense after we clean up the last couple things on the offensive line. Our defense is a high-flying unit with a lot of skilled players. We got Ryan Shazier, should be the leader of that defense. And in the secondary, we got Jalen Ramsey, who's just a stud corner. We picked #1. And overall, the defense is just very fast. Even the backups are fast. They can fly all over the place, and they should be able to cause a lot of ruckus, make a lot of plays. And it should be fun to watch / play with. I mean, it's going to be a fun unit. Alright, at left end, we got Tack McKinnon starting. And at right end, we're going to have Donnell Hunter. Those two should be a pretty good dynamic duo. They both have very good speed. They're pretty similar in terms of their pass rushing style. And at D tackle, we got DeForest Buckner. Quick development, great D tackle. Along with McDowell, who's another quick development guy. At left outside linebacker, we're going to start Jordan Evans at first. We're going to see where that goes. That's going to be a big competition. I see him and Jayon Brown being the two guys that are going to fight for that position the most. Middle linebacker is clearly Ryan Shazier. He's the man. Right outside linebacker is going to be Deion Jones, who has great speed, great coverage. He's going to be a fun player to watch play. And he'll be another player that will cause a lot of ruckus in the secondary and in the pass rush potentially. The last thing we're going to take a look at is the corner position and the safety position. Corner on the outside is pretty clearly going to be Jalen Ramsey and Marlon Mumphrey. They're pretty good corners. And inside is going to be a little bit of a competition, but I'm expecting our rookie from Washington to win that job. At safety, it's obviously the two we drafted. We drafted the 2 best rookies, Malik Hooker and Jamal Adams. Both are ballers, and they should be pretty good in the back for years and years to come. So, thank you for tuning in. Catch you next time on Bills Network as we dive into the preseason, and here we go. Cue that music.